How important is marketing? I hear a lot of artists spending a great deal of time creating in the studio, creating, dropping song after song after song. My take on it, I'm not a rapper, an artist, or none of that, but I think I have some skills when it comes to marketing. I'm more like I would rather take time to listen to a track over and over and over and over and over to start to resonate before I'm dropping so much food on my plate that I can't digest it. What is your take on that?
I would say it's great for artists to give themselves space. So like you said, you don't have to keep creating and creating and creating. Eventually, you have to see this from a consumer's perspective and to say, how can I take what I create and put this in front of different eyes on a
Mhm,
consistent basis?
mhm.
So like for example, Google ads, that's real effective. Some people go, the social media route, which I get that. Some people, you will go out to these events, and which I like to do, get my face familiar, network. Hey, what type of events do you have going on? Do you have a opener or a slot that needs to be fulfilled? Hey, I'm here for you. So there's different ways to approach that. I do wish that more artists would get into that. It's way deeper than just creating. In
Mhm,
fact, the business part is really 90% of it. Creating is really just 10%.
mhm. You're really big on marketing. I can tell that, but I hear a lot of young artists, they spend more money, like you said, creating, but how important is it to have money allocated for you to market? You gotta do one or the other, you know what I mean? If you're gonna spend, this is just me, I'm just spitballing here.
You ain't lying.
I don't need another angry rapper.
You ain't lying, you ain't lying.
But I'm looking at success in front of me right now. You pretty much mastered this game. How important was it for you to allocate a certain budget not only for marketing, but for your studio time and so forth? And how did that pay off for you in the long run?
I would say it should be outside of creating, well, when you're done creating, that should be a number one priority. And what often happens is artists, they would create and then they would drop and then they will push it a little bit and then they would stop. When in
Mhm,
actuality, the budget gets low. And then they're like, okay, going to take a little break and then create. My standpoint is I would create, give myself a break so I could set aside a budget so that by the time I do drop, now I have a specific budget when it comes down to marketing. It's so important that and this is recent, this year. So I dropped the Dead Silence Through the Fire, THRUTHEFIRE. I dropped that album. And then I kid you not, spent some money on marketing ads, and I could say I've been booked ever since. And I dropped that like a good 2.5, 3 months ago.